Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? This is a piece of card with a bunch of little punch outs sitting on it. I have a couple of bits of card here just that were floating around on my desk, this red piece and this sort of coppery piece. They've been floating around my desk for I don't know how long, but I decided today, being as I had these little punch outs, that I would make some little thank you cards because, well, particularly this time of year, I guess, a few thank you cards laying around is not a bad thing. And, it just gives me something to include in a bundle with a journal or whatever else that I decide to or have to send out to people. It's nice to have a little ready-made card to go with it. So, that's what I'm going to do today, just make a few little tiny gift cards, I guess. Little thank you cards. I'm just considering this piece of card and how big it is and what I can get out of it. So I'm just trying to decide the most efficient way to cut it into cards that will be most useful to me. They don't need to be big. I don't need to write a story in them. I just want to have a little thank you card. So, that's what I'm doing. I will cut these down, fold them up, and then work out what it is I'm putting on them with my little cutouts. I'm lucky enough to have this little stamp here. I got these secondhand somewhere, so I'm not sure where it came from. But it's a little heartfelt thanks stamp, which I thought was quite appropriate, being as most of these little cutouts are little hearts. So yes, I'm just going to use a piece of old book page and stamp this out a few times and see what we can do with it. Upon stamping it and realizing that it didn't fit on my little cards the way that I expected, I decided to go from a portrait card to a landscape card, and everything just fit on within an inch of its life. So, make do with what you have, I guess. So, these are quite small cards. I didn't expect my sentiment to be quite as big. So, but it all worked out in the end, and I ended up doing the same with the copper coloured card as well. They are slightly bigger because it's a bigger piece of card. I was able to make them slightly bigger, but they're all pretty much the same. So, but I end up with lots of scraps. Hooray! Which is where these little cutouts came from, by the way. I will put a picture at the end. I've been doing a lot of making scrappy tags and stuff at the end of a session, but of course when I snip off the edges I have all these little itty bitty teeny weeny tiny little useless scraps that should probably go into the bin, but I have so many, and I was like, what can I do with those? Because of course you can't just put them in the bin, because that would just be normal. So I've been taking them and using some PVA and water mix and gluing them down to a old glue page, and just squishing them down with another piece of paper to make sure they're properly adhered, and then gluing over the top again. So yeah, I've got all these little pieces of glue page that are covered in tiny itty bitty little scraps of paper. So that's what I've been punching out to make these little hearts, and I really like them. I think they're a really cute little embellishment. I wish I had a different punch. I'm not 100% sold on having a billion little hearts around the place, but again, I don't usually buy things new. I pick them up from Goodwill if I can find them, and yeah, I just happen to have a heart punch, so that's what we're working with. But yes, I'm very pleased with the use of these little scraps, and I have finally, after getting to this point, decided that any scraps from these scraps can actually at least go through my paper shredder for making handmade paper. They no longer have to be stored on my desk, so it's a work in progress, my brain. But we're getting there. Here is one of the little glue pages. This is what they're like. I'll probably put more scraps on that one. And here's the little cutouts that I'm left with, and I'm keeping those too because you do. Anyway, let's move on to the coppery coloured piece of paper, shall we? This card is a little thicker and a little more difficult to fold, so I decided to grab my scoreboard out. Of course, I work in centimetres, and all crafting things being made in the US, this is in inches, so it takes me some time to work out what I'm doing here, and it doesn't quite translate properly, so I have to trim a few of these. Yeah, it is what it is. And there we have it, guys. That's the lot of them. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a quick, easy little project, and aren't they cute? Thanks for being here with me today, guys. I've enjoyed your company as always, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.